Hey, what is up, everybody? Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we're doing our AI-only championship series here in Civ 6. We are on to Group Stage 2 after Group Stage 1 finished yesterday with, let's see, Lautaro and Tamar both making it through. So, I think we have everything set up for this group stage. I did a random number generator, and we ended up with continents, detailed continents. So, that's what we ended up with today for the map. So, we'll see how that one ends up working out. I don't know. I think this might be one of the modded ones. I don't know, because it's continents and islands and detailed continents. So essentially I just had these all as like one number, and then when this number rolled, because I think it was 2 because I have archipelago, and then I had this number pop up with number 2, so then I rolled a 1 to V3 and I got a 3 for the detailed continent. So that's how we ended up with that. I don't know if this is a modded one. I actually kind of feel like that might be a modded one. Oh, you know what, I could just do official maps. But see, here's the thing, like, I know that's not an official map. I'm pretty sure this is like, I thought that, I don't know. But anyways, so we're playing on detailed continents. We'll see how it works. We have all of the game modes turned on. We do have the turn set to 3:15. I think we're ready to go. So this particular group stage, we got Shaka, we got Simón, Bolívar, we got Trajan, we got Montezuma, we got Amanitore, Amanitore, whatever, I gotta look it up. We got Nubia, okay? We have Korea, Seon, I forgot how to say her name, Kublai, and then Robert the Brewer. So a lot of actually, like, every one of these civs right here are very aggressive. Well, I mean, Nubia's not super aggressive, but she has one of the stronger early game units. So that's why, like, I see them all as so pretty aggressive. I don't know Kublai Khan. We hadn't really seen him yet, so I'm gonna be intrigued to see how aggressive he ends up being. And then Robert the Bruce, man, I know we have a lot of Scottish fans. I think he actually made the knockout rounds last time, which is like the first time he hasn't disappointed. Korea, I don't know, has ever made the knockout rounds. She's always been a big disappointment. AI just never plays her well. Every once in a while she'll get a really good game, but for the most part she just like generally gets just conquered by her neighbors. But we shall see. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the game, and we'll be back in a second when we're done loading in. Alright, so just so you guys know, this is actually the second time we're loading into the game. The first time we loaded into the game, there was some bug which we've seen happen in the past, and I don't remember if we ever figured out why it was happening, but essentially Rome only had one city. So on deity, if you're not sure how the AI works, what happens is when they start with one settler and like 3 warriors or something like that. When they throw down their first city, then immediately in that second city, or that first city rather, a second settler spawns. And then when that second settler goes and settles their second city, then a third settler spawns. And so that's how they always start off with 3 cities early on. Now, Rome still only had their one city, Rome, but they ended up having 2 settlers, which means A, they never threw down their second city, but then they ended up building a second settler for some reason, and neither of them were settling at all. And I'm not entirely sure why that happened, but because of that, I was like, you know what, it's early enough, let's just go ahead and do it, just because, you know, I don't really like it if the AI bugs out like that. That just, to me, just isn't necessarily as fair. Let's see, this actually seems to be a much better map, because the other map we were playing on was much, like, it was like 4 really thin continents, so it was like there wasn't a lot of room. So anyways, we have 2 continents. Eastern continent, we got Aztecs and we got Zulu right next to each other. That should prove interesting. Then to the east of the continent, we have Nubia spawning in the desert. They're actually not that far from Aztecs, which I was actually thinking about this, and I mentioned this before, you know, we ended up switching the game. If there's one unit that can actually fight the Eagle Warrior, it's going to be Nubia's Archer, because their Archer's 30 combat strength. So we'll have to see whether that works. Also, apparently, I ended up doing some pronunciation stuff on Google, and it says Amanitore, which actually makes sense because it's M-A-N, man. So Amanitore is apparently how you pronounce it, but I don't know. We'll see. Then south of the eastern continent is Gran, Colombia. They are by themselves on there. Then on the western continent, we got Kublai Khan and we got Rome next to each other. Korea's not too far off Rome. Scotland's in a little tiny corner all by themselves, which they might get trapped in here. They got to be careful there. I mean, honestly, they're probably going to be able to settle all this down here, but they just got to be careful that they can get up here and maybe, I mean, if they could settle up near Korea, that would be good for them. It's a very interesting continent over here. And then you have this whole north side of this continent just empty. Then there's also this little thing over here that's just completely empty. So I think we will see some early game aggression. We'll have to see where it will be. I mean, imagining it's probably going to be between Nubia, Aztecs, and Zulu. And honestly, this kind of reeks a little bit of like last game where we had Mongolia go aggressive and then end up losing the war against Dido, and then had like their neighbor Tamar end up declaring war on them. That could also happen here. Now, unlike Mongolia, Aztecs actually start off with a super strong early game unit. So we'll see if that can do some work. Now, Korea is struggling to beat back the barbarians at this point, which it doesn't look like they're going to lose anything, but they're definitely struggling there. Are you kidding? We only have 2 cities here. Oh, he's actually trapped in. Are you kidding me? Oh, Civ. Oh, freaking Civ, man. Okay, I can't do that because he's completely trapped in. That's just one of those apps. If you follow the subreddit at all, you see about once a week people posting like, look at my horrible start. Yeah, which happens to everyone, but like, okay, that plus then the AI bugging are like the 2 things where I'm like, okay, now we're gonna restart. If someone spawns on like a little area that they can't get out of, that's just kind of BS. There were ways that, you know, Firaxis could have built it so that, you know, stuff like that wouldn't happen. Like, for example, not having mountains be built on terrain that's completely surrounded by water. That seems like it would have been an easy thing to throw into the game to stop stuff like that from happening. That being said, I don't actually mind the mountains spawning against the water, though. It's kind of interesting. And early game when Pachacuties, what was it, mountain tunnels could actually transport naval units, that was a lot of fun because you could build some like crazy like canals via mountain tunnels early game, and I very much enjoyed that back in the day. And that only worked if you had mountains adjacent to the water. So all right, let's try this one more time. Looks like we have 3 continents this time. China and Scotland, Kublai Khan China and Scotland are in the North Continent to themselves. They are not boxed in. Okay, good. Then continent south of them, they have Korea and Rome. Reveal all. Which is probably going to be really bad for Korea, just to be honest. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's a lot of room over here for Korea, though. Rome, if anything's trapped, so Rome might have to get a war here if they want to go, if they want to actually make it through. Kublai Khan, what? Gran Colombia is on the south of the eastern continent with Zulu and Nubia and Montezuma all sharing this. Now, lots of room up here, which is very interesting. You are not trapped, no. Although, I mean, you're a little dead-ended over here, but I mean, if there's one Civ that's going to be able to make it past that, I'm not too worried. Also, the thing is, he will be able to go ahead and settle over here, and this is all going to be like his influence anyways, so I'm not too worried about him. It's not a greatest start, but it's not into the world. And out of all the Civs that can survive that, he will be one of them. He will be one of them. So going for the Barbarian encampment, but he didn't raise it. Remember, we're playing with the Barbarian game mode, which means this could eventually turn into a city-state. Or, you know, if he wanted, he could actually raise it, but he's not going to, so it's just going to keep spawning out units. We'll have to see. I don't know if any city-states are actually going to end up spawning out of a Barbarian encampment, because I feel like the AI is usually pretty efficient at just wanting to kill them. So it looks like Scotland has more room here than Kublai Khan. In fact, Scotland is cutting off Kublai Khan pretty hard here. So Kublai Khan might need to do some warfare himself, although he does have potential to come over here if he wanted. Yeah, he could even come south as well. So, you know, there is room. The problem is, not only is the AI really bad at naval invasions, they're also really bad at naval expansion. Basically anything naval, just the AI I don't know, they just don't register, hey, you know, this is across the water, this is totally acceptable for me to settle, or this is a good area for me to settle. Okay, so it looks like Aztecs are about to get an early war. Now, I'm gonna put my money on the Aztec here. Nubia doesn't have any of their unique units, and Nubia's actually strength is kind of far away. She's popping out walls. If she can get those walls up, that's going to be pretty okay, number one. But here's the bigger thing about those walls, is if she pops out her unique unit, those walls are going to be freaking strong. Now, Aztecs, okay, there's your war, but too late because the walls are going to pop out. Yeah, there you go. That basically GG'd it. Although, I mean, the Eagle Warriors are probably... So here's the thing. You pop out walls this early in the game, it will stop AI aggression. Like, the AI just can't conquer walls this early in the game. Yeah, they did no damage. I was going to say, if there's any unit that might be able to do some damage to the walls, it would be the Eagle Warrior, but nah. And unfortunately, the AI is not great at, like, changing targets, so this actually could come back to bite Montezuma. He was, like, 3 turns off on this. So This is going to be one of those cases where early aggression and not taking anything could really come back and bite them in the butt. Generally, how we've seen this work in the past is this basically will screw over the Aztecs. Now we'll see if that actually works in practice. We end up getting that really weird natural wonder here again with Simón Bolívar. He's run with his 4 towns pretty efficiently. Shaka is doing okay here with his 4 towns. Nubia is only at 3 towns. Same thing with Aztec. They're both only at 3 towns. Aztecs, yeah, they need it. They need it. They need a town here. So worst case scenario, as long as they don't lose their settler, man, that's going to be what will really screw them. Yeah, and there's Patati Archer. Patati? Where are you going? Oh, he's going down here. Sure. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, maybe his loyalty here is actually really bad with Moreau right there. 5 to 5, but then these are probably also putting loyalty pressure. So maybe there's a... No, he's coming back. He's coming back. But yeah, these Patati archers are just going to absolutely destroy. Like, look at that. Oh my God. Dude, Nubia. We said it. We said if there's going to be one civ that could fight Aztecs early on, it would be Nubia. And Nubia popping out the early wall was just clutch. Like, I honestly believe if Moreau wouldn't have gotten those walls, she would have ended up losing it. I have no doubt in my mind. She's also grabbing the pyramids here, too. Aztecs ended up retreating the settler. No idea why. Is Rome at war over here? I don't think so. Rome is at war, but Rome ended up losing the war because, once again, Korea got the early wars. God dang it. We put on the freaking... Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. That's the one thing we should be leaving off here. Now, Scotland is fighting, it looks like just barbarians at this point. Yeah, he's actually friendly with Kublai Khan, which I imagine Kublai Khan wants to be friendly with people. I can't actually, like, talk to him, so I can't look at his agenda, which is kind of unfortunate. All right, so Aztecs are about to lose their settler unless something crazy happens. No, they did end up getting it out. They are being attacked, but I mean, there's the walls. I didn't really see Nubia being able to conquer anything, because the problem is Nubia doesn't have a strong melee unit. They have a strong range unit. Range units aren't as helpful at actually conquering stuff. So everyone got a golden age except Scotland. Really now? Hoddington, which is actually flipping to Kublai. Okay then, interesting. All right, there you go, Kublai Khan. And yeah, golden age, that actually makes sense. In the scheme of things, that might be better for Scotland, because in the scheme of things, like, I know I said that like 4 times in a row, but here's the thing, long term, this isn't the worst thing in the world, because Haddington will flip back to them if he can get a golden age versus a dark age. The fact that he got a dark age to begin with means he's more likely to get a golden age next turn, and kind of the same reverse here for China. So we'll have to see how that ends up working. Probably is going to come down to a little bit with the wonders. What's score looking like, by the way? Simón and Trajan are first and second. Trajan second's a little surprising, because remember, he's a little trapped over here. And we're going to have to see... if Korea can, not suck. Actually, it looks like Scotland's going to war against Korea? Are you just exploring? Did you just suzerain a COD just to or levy a COD just to go explore? Huh. Strange. Ostia, no, yeah, that's still Rome. I don't think anyone's conquered anyone else's city right now from what we can tell. Zulu have a nice little spot going over here. Yeah, the fact that they moved up north and started to move west, I think is going to be really good. This huge desert here isn't going to be the greatest for them, so next they really want to come this way. That being said, Gran Colombia still in Brussels here is going to basically kind of like lock in this whole territory. So that's going to be really, really good for Gran Colombia. Okay, Gran Colombia is going to be in a very strong position right here. A little bit like Lautaro last game. Oh, you... Never mind. Okay, the game is still wide open. Still, Gran Colombia is not in a bad spot over here. Now, these guys are close enough. These guys are close enough. These guys are close enough. I mean, there's a chance that we could see a lot of dead civs here if dramatic ages end up going towards the negative for some of these. But we'll see. We'll see. Huntington flipped and now is full loyalty. It was slightly flipping back there. And honestly, Scotland right now is struggling more with barbarians than anything. Are they still friendly? I can see Scotland not being a huge fan of Kublai because he now owns Haddington, even though he didn't conquer it. No, they're still friendly. Or he still looks at him friendly, which isn't... Actually, you know what? No. Yeah, okay, no, they still look at each other friendly. Doesn't mean that they're going to stay friends. Doesn't mean they're going to be friends, but we'll see. All right, Aztec warriors still popping out a lot of the Eagle warriors. Do you have any luxury resources? No, he actually... Wait, we're missing our... Why does this turn itself off? No, it didn't. Show resource icon. Oh, why are you getting faith then? Why are these giving faith? Huh, must be part of his pantheon or something like that. But yeah, he has no luxury items, which is kind of crazy. And also horribly horrible for Aztecs. I mean, he does have one here, but that means those Eagle Warriors are just stuck at 28. Himiko is interesting. Himiko, you know, could go grab suzerains, could do some nice little, doesn't Himiko heal? I think Himiko heals, right? I'm trying to remember. What was Himiko's other thing? They do the suzerain. Himiko, what was their other option? Oh, +5 combat strength. Oh, yeah. Really, though, I was going to say he needs a battering ram or he needs a catapult. And with the catapult, makes this interesting, but the 46 combat defense strength there is crazy. What did you pop out that you have a 48 defense strength? The horse. Oh, no, there it is, the courser. Yeah, he's got super early courser, and by him, I mean her. Okay, interesting. All right, it looks like Zulu is being religiously invaded currently by Gran Colombia. Gran Colombia is still looking pretty strong here. Zulu's still looking pretty strong as well. So Trajan, though, is actually in first place out of all the civs. What is putting him in first place right now? Not wonder score. He only has 1 wonder. Empire's at 111. Yeah, Empire's definitely helping. Tech he's slightly better than the others. Civics, he's doing good on civics. Okay, I'm intrigued to see what this next era is gonna turn out to be. I think it's gonna be next era and then World Congress starts. I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna end up ending this episode because we're gonna end it here the next stop or the first stop we get here, which I think is gonna be World Congress, which starts next era. All right, so China, what's your science at? 67. See, Rome is beating you in science. This is what I'm talking about. Like, not China, sorry, Korea. Korea just really, the AI is just disappointed more than anything. Like, Korea right now should be doubling everyone else's science by this point in the game, if they would actually work properly. Now, who has the religion? Trajan, Gran Colombia, Kublai Khan, and Shaka, and then also Montezuma have the religions. So remember, religions are good for like tiebreakers. If you're kind of struggling to, you know, that's a good way to earn points that if your opponent doesn't have a religion, they can earn. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see whether or not anything changes. Aztecs do have this territory up here, but unfortunately aren't doing anything with it. Looks like... I was going to say, so Montezuma with the Golden Age here. So Zulu and Nubia with the Dark Age. That is actually pretty horrible for Nubia and 10 of 10 for the Aztecs. Now, this is actually, it says it's flipping back to Nubia. I feel like that's BS, though. Interesting, it is flipping back to Nubia. I wonder if Aztec could get their Eagle Warriors in there. You're flipping right back to Shaka. So, all right, 2 Dark Ages, and neither of them seem like they're going to make much of a difference. Haddington, though, could potentially flip here back to Scotland. Are these guys still friendly with each other? No, they're unhappy with each other. So we could see some wars here in the future. And then everyone else here was Golden Ages. All right, well, we're going to wrap the episode up here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, comment. Let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, share your support. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.